We are live. Happy Thursday. This is Katya Gorbacheva of TotalBodyLab, and we have a bi-weekly Clients and Friends chat. So let's welcome the team. Hi, Caitlin. Hi,
Hello.
Michelle and Carol. Hi, Harsh. I think more folks should be here, but we shall see. Regardless, we have some fun news and a really fun topic today. We're going to be talking about alcohol because it was just 4th of July, and I definitely have things to say. I don't know about y'all, but yeah. Can anybody hear me well? Cool, because I got some new equipment. Got some new camera, got a new microphone, so I hope things are going to sound okay. Cool. Well, let's start with some wins and challenges from the week. We haven't seen Harsh in a while, but I have seen Harsh's lifts quite a bit. So I'm curious how you're doing, Harsh. What's good? What's new?
I'm surviving. Yesterday I did a bunch of deadlifts and burst my callus. So that was unfortunate. I think I'll be in decent enough shape to lift again tomorrow. Outside of that, yeah, I guess the ante's upped. I'm ready for it. It's kicking my butt, but I'll do better next time.
You regret what?
Said it's kicking my butt, but I'll do better next time. I don't regret it.
Okay. That sounds funny. I'm going to unplug my headphones because I don't think I can hear you guys very well in headphones. Can everybody hear Harsh well? Yeah? Okay, cool. Maybe it's just me. Well, also welcome Catherine. We have a new team member. She just joined a couple of days ago. So Catherine, for you, just so you don't know how this works, we just share all of the wins and news from the last 2 weeks, and then maybe go into challenges and questions. I do a little presentation, whatever the topic we've talked about, and open Q&A, chat, whatever you want to talk about. So
Great.
Yeah, basically Harsh was starting. So I'm gonna get back to you, Harsh. I'm sorry. I just wanted to explain.
Thank you.
Anything specific you're happy with over the last week?
Am I echoing? No. Okay. Happy with
Skipping warm-ups and pulling heavier deadlifts?
I don't know if I skipped a warm-up. They were all
okay, skipping moderate weights.
Yeah, sure. It's exhausting. So yeah, I'm not gonna. If I only have what it takes to do 72 deadlifts, then I'll skip the second heaviest and go with the heaviest. That just makes sense to me. But happy with is that I took a week off and then I started working out again, and that first time I lifted, I think I had to do something like 10 sets of 8 on squats. Destroyed my legs. It was oh, welcome back, and I've crushed. And then the win is that when I did that again this week, I didn't suffer badly. I recovered way better. Yeah, I think as this goes on, not only are my number of reps getting less, but I think I'll also build up stamina, which is what I was lacking. And yeah, those are wins, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. I feel you. I had I think 7 sets of feet of super heavy deadlifts, and yeah, that kicked my butt too. So I feel you. Cool. Well, your workouts are looking good. That's what I can say. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Okay.
So good things. I've been working on my bench press a lot, and I feel like the form is starting to click with the leg drive. So that's really good. As far as bad things, my arm's still bothering me, but I think with the way I'm focusing on my back and my form, it's not so bad. I can still kind of deal with it. And I was trying to cut weight, but I think I've given up on that. I'm really just gonna just stick where I'm at and just get stronger.
Huge high five. Wait.
Did you compete recently?
Yeah.
No, I was trying to cut. I wanted to go down to the weight division below where I'm at because I thought like, oh, I'll be more
Yep.
competitive there.
Yeah.
But I just like food too much, and I just rather be stronger, so I'm not doing it.
Okay. We're gonna get to me in the end, and I'll tell you all about my cut as well. Yeah. But nice work on the bench and the leg drive. I'm glad that that's feeling better, despite the shoulder bothering you. That's a thing that never goes away sometimes. My knee has been bothering me always. Well, I have a cyst under it now. Doesn't like the load. Whatever. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Just talked to Michelle today earlier. Did not talk to Carol. So hi, Carol.
Hi.
What's good?
Well, I mean, I'm back to working out since my surgery and all. I feel like I'm back in the flow of things and nothing. I feel good. But my biggest win, honestly, isn't really specifically gym related, but I went to the doctor, to my endocrinologist, and my numbers for my diabetes were really good. It's the best it's been since I was like 15 years old. So I'm super excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think has contributed to that the most?
Probably tracking more food than usual. And the lowest I ever got before this, I said I'll never get any lower than that because I was chasing lows. But for some reason, over the last 6 months, I haven't really had a bunch of lows either. Well, honestly, it's probably this pump and sensor combo that's doing the most. But tracking the food and actually giving myself the right amount of insulin for it is probably
food. And what else?
Track it, like giving my, okay, so I have this thing where I tend to lie to my insulin pump and tell it I'm not eating as much as I'm eating because I'm scared to go too low. And my doctor was like, don't lie to your pump, we'll make adjustments. So I've been trying to trust my pump more. And that's been the difference between the last appointment and this one. So I feel confused. So like if I'm eating 60 carbs in a meal, a lot of times if I bolus, that means take enough insulin to cover the full 60, I was bottoming out and going too low. So I would say, oh, I'm only eating 45 carbs. And then I would just go up, not too much, but just still higher than it should be. And my doctor's like, don't do that, bolus to what you are eating. And if we need to change your settings, which it makes sense, I know, but actually doing it and trusting my pump is to do it. And when I start going low at the gym, yeah, I quit my workout. You see all those blood sugar reports where I have to quit my workout, but I've been trying not to eat to kind of let my pump suspend and get it up on its own. I only eat when I have to. So
okay.
It's a combination exercise, which I've been doing, eating right, trusting my pump, all of it.
I would really appreciate if you wrote down in the group chat like what the logic is with the insulin, pump, with the eating, and how that contributes to you feeling better overall. Because we did get a question from another teammate who has insulin resistance problems. She's not on a pump, but her doctor keeps saying like, oh, you need to go keto, you need to go low carb, no carbs at all, avoid carbs, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not how it works. It's not. And you guys and I talked about it. So I would really love if she just sees that from the person who actively solves that problem without going to extremes,
Right.
Who's not just me, because I'm telling her stuff, but she's like, yeah, but the doctor.
Yeah. I guess I changed a little bit how I ate, but it's more tracking everything than what you're eating. It's just paying attention to what you're eating, taking the right amount of medication and paying attention. So
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well,
yeah, and my super low A1C number, I was excited. Well, low for me.
Okay.
All right, Michelle, you
now. That's super exciting. Awesome. Michelle, we are starting on some new goals with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Michelle can't decide what she wants, so she keeps telling Katya to switch it up. But no, I just I feel good about the change, so I'm going to lay off the heavy squats. That's just the body's just not handling it so well now. So I'm going to focus on really trimming down and just getting more endurance. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I wrote you some pretty fun circuits. I don't know if you already looked, but yeah, I wonder. Caitlin and I also went kind of similar direction after her meet because we wanted to focus on more endurance, more like weight loss, more kind of varied and different things than just powerlifting. And I don't know, what do you think about that?
I thought it was fun, but then the temperature got super hot, and I'm like, nope, I can't be doing waves anymore with the battle ropes. I'm like dying even at like early in the morning. So I didn't finish the last week you wrote me, but otherwise I thought it was a lot of fun. It was fun switching it up.
Yeah. When some of you guys have been to David's gym, one of our teammates who's local. So yeah, he has a gym outside. It's under the canopy. It's protected from like rain and stuff, but it's still outside. So I went there yesterday at like, I think,
Oh gosh,
4 p.m. And yeah, that was rough. So yeah, bless those who are working out outside still in this heat. Catherine, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hey, everybody. So I'm a little bit further out from most of you. We live down in Saxbahaw, which is kind of 20 minutes south of Chapel Hill. And so I'm brand new to the program, just joined this week and trying to get my feet under me, getting all these assessments done and working with a less than ideal gym here.
Your gym is fine.
It's fine. It's fine. They just, there's not a lot of people, obviously, and it's just, a small little gym at the bottom of the mill. So thanks for writing back, Katya, about the adjustments. So that'll be good. And just getting back into the mode of tracking my food and the good, bad, and ugly with that. Like just trying to be as honest as I can about it. And I'm interested to just kind of see, I've used MyFitnessPal before, but never really paid that close attention to all of the results that you get, which I think is really interesting. So, yeah, it's been, this week is just work-wise has just been a lot. So, yeah, I need to there's several things on my list I need to get done. So, looking forward to doing that.
Nice. Well, I think you're pretty much done with all of the like assessments and onboardings.
Right.
And the gym is okay outside of the fact that it's kind of like Planet Fitness. So it does not have a free barbell, does not have a bench rack, it does not have a squat rack. It only has a Smith machine, and it has a curly bars, like the small curly bar as a free bar, and then dumbbell. So I have had clients like that who only had the curly bar, like at home gym or something like that. And we just switched to dumbbells in that case because I don't like to deadlift with the curly bar, with the easy bar. I don't like to definitely squat with it. Don't like to bench with it. It's just weird and awkward and not the same. So we'll probably do more dumbbell work. And it's going to be less weight overall, but it's going to work on more like stabilizing muscles around your shoulder and other joints. It's not going to be bad. We're starting out. If you need something different and better down the road, we can always figure that out. But for now, I honestly think that's enough.
Okay. Thank you so much. Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah. Tell us some fun facts about yourself as an icebreaker.
Oh, gosh. We do these things at work all the time, and I never have a great answer. I'll just say something random. I was a cameo in a movie with Woody Harrelson like 15 years ago. It was wild. I accidentally walked onto the set of a movie, and they're like, "Do you want to come sit down and at this coffee shop and just kind of be an extra?" I was like, "Sure." So,
What movie was it?
it was like a C-rated movie. It was called The Walker. I'm sure you've never heard of it, but he was really nice. I got to meet him just for a little bit. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Damn. Has anybody else seen the movie?
Has anybody else what?
Sorry, what?
My brother was an extra in the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Oh, wow.
My cousin is one of the three in the Hurt Locker. He's actually kind of semi-famous. I don't know him that well, but we are related.
That's cool.
Small world. Well,
Right.
y'all are really cool. Y'all are too cool. Julie's not here, but I'm going to share some news from her. She's not here because she's in Alaska taking a vacation, celebrating that she got a new job. So she's going to start a new job after her vacation in Alaska, move and just have, you know, all of the fun after that. So she says hi, and basically that's why she's not here. She was supposed to present something on like sustainability of eating plant products, animal products, stuff like that. So she's going to do that when she's back. And then David potentially could present something for us after he's back from the USPA Nationals. He's flying out tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. Yeah, he's flying tomorrow. So wish him luck. If you have him as friends on Instagram, send him a message. He's in my friends, David Lindsay, some numbers. So, or you can wish him luck in our group chat on Total Body Lab. But yeah, he's gonna compete. Not gonna say what we plan to do after because I don't want to jinx it, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. He's competing deadlift only in Masters 3. And then partying in Vegas and then coming back and hopefully telling us all of the cool things. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
What is Masters 3?
Yeah, so after its age category, you go Masters at 40, Masters, I think, to at 50. I don't remember. It varies on federation. So maybe Carol and Caitlin can tell us more because you have competed, and I think you have done not just open, but also Masters. So you can win in your weight category, open, and a weight and age category. So the older you get, the better your DOTS score gets because you're supposed to get like kind of more leeway if you are older because it's harder to lift, right? So they have a little like calculation for the older you are, the better your score is depending on like if you lift the same weight. Does that make sense?
I think Masters 3 is 60 to 69.
So he's 55. He just turned 55, and he is actually competing. Maybe USPA. I'm not really familiar with how USPA does it. I know they do sub masters, which is 35 plus.
Yeah, because that's USAPL. So I'm not 100%.
Yeah. USAPL goes by 10 years. USPA may go by like 10 years, and then they may do like Masters 1, and Master 1 sub masters, Master 2, Masters 2 sub masters. So I'm not really sure because I'm open and I never get any slack in anything because I'm freaking 31. But yeah, he got qualified at 54, so he's competing at 50 plus, which is Masters 2, not Masters 3. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so my news. I got a new friend. I got a Theragun Pro, which is a very pointless device in terms of recovery, but it's just a fun toy. I think cupping is more useful than this, but I haven't had time to go get massages lately. So after stretching or between work, this is my instant gratification. And I love it. I've looked at some reviews. Some people hate it because whatever, it's inconvenient, the handle. So far, I love everything about it, and especially the fact that I can like hold it backwards and it's really easy to do your back. But love the thing. It's really fun. And it doesn't stop like the cheap knockoff from Amazon. Like that one, if you push it hard enough into your muscle, it just stops, which is really annoying. But that one holds a lot of pressure, which is nice. What else? I have super heavy bench in the upcoming week. I have 90 kilos and 90 kilos AMRAP, which like, I don't know how many reps I'm going to get on that AMRAP. Hopefully 2. More than 2, I don't know. Last week, again, I had 7 sets of 3 of 147.5 deadlift. I'll calculate for you Americans what that means. And the
198 pounds.
Oh, thanks, Caitlin. How much?
198.4 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So that was a lot. And after that, I did block pulls of 196 AMRAP, which again, that was 2 reps. Like, what kind of AMRAP can I do of just below 200 kilos? That's ridiculous. But I guess my coach wants to kill me. Cool. And then squats, we were doing triples and doubles going from like 130 to 140 kilos to 145, 150, 155, and I was like, is this gonna stop? And it didn't. I did 160 last week, but that did not end up being a double. Unfortunately, that ended up being a single. I misgrooved slightly on the second one, and then I went at it again and hit the rack like a dumbass, going down. So just wasn't my day, but that's okay. Comp in 5 weeks. Folks who are local, I hope you come. It's like South Raleigh. So it's USAPL, Lioness Arise. Rar. Yeah, I think that's all the news from me. Oh yeah, and my cut's not happening. Yeah, my bench started going down. My squat was just like, I couldn't do 155 for a double. I was supposed to do 151. I couldn't do for a double. I was supposed to do a triple. And bench didn't go down, but it was just heavy. And I knew bench was the first one to go. But at first, before the cut, I was like, okay, that's fine. We're gonna just take the lower numbers and compete at lower numbers. But then when I actually felt that I couldn't do it, I was like, no. So yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Caitlin. I'm gonna stay fat and strong rather than defined and pretty and Instagrammable. So whatever.
I don't think you had weight to lose though.
I'm not super lean, and I do know that when I used to bodybuild, I still was progressing in my weights and 1-up maxes. So right now I had an impression that like if my diet is relatively good, I can still kind of do that and lean out slowly a little bit. But apparently either I did it too fast or I got too impatient, or powerlifting is just a totally different beast. So, or maybe I'm a more experienced lifter and just gains come at a higher price these days. So, yeah. Okay. Any last thoughts on the wins or whatever we've talked about? Because I'm gonna start presenting soon.
What are your targets for the competition?
I'm sorry?
What are your targets for the competition?
My targets, it's a local comp and it's kind of the in-between. So my last important comp was Ladies of Steel, and the next was Mr. America. So this one, I literally signed up for one reason. It's a local competition that I can drive to, not stay at an Airbnb and all of that stuff. So just like wake up, drive an hour, compete, go home, fun. So my goal is to have fun, meet cool girls, because it's a girls only. That's the reason number 2 why I signed up. After I did Ladies of Steel and it was a women only, like I have never had that much fun at the competition, really, because it was so supportive. Bros kind of just are more like, oh, me versus you, like, and there were a lot of girls who were like young. There were ladies who were old, and everybody was just like, oh, when did you start? How did you do this? Oh, let's, did you get your weight? And everybody's watching each other and cheering. And they do that normally, but this was like the most support that I've ever seen between people. So I guess, I'm sorry, you're probably asking me about weights. It would be nice to get 170 squat or 170 plus squat, 175. It would be nice to get 95 bench, and it would be nice to get like 190 deadlift. But I'm just going because it's local and because it's small meet that I know organizers of, and it's all ladies. So I don't really care what I get.
170 for squat is ridiculously good. I hope you get it.
Thanks. I mean, my PR right now is 167.5, so it's just 2.5 kilos less. So it's not like super less, super more.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Thanks. Gain weight and you'll squat more too. Did you sign up for your competition yet, Harsh?
No, I'm looking to do that now, actually. It was not open last time I looked. Let's see.
Yeah, sign up. I probably need to send you a letter. So let's not procrastinate on that. Like the I'm American, you're not American, you're okay, that kind of thing. Yes? So yeah, sign up and remind me to send you a letter. Oh boy. I don't think I did it right. Did I do this right? Can you guys see this? Can you see my screen? Oh, nice. Having two screens It's like a game changer. Damn. Okay, let's start slideshow. Let's start the party. Okay. This should have been a presentation before the 4th of July, but better late than never. So holidays are gonna come. We're still gonna party in the rest of summer. Everybody's gonna go on vacation, and we're all gonna have drinks, right? Probably. I'm gonna have drinks. I tried to quit drinking a couple times in my lifetime, but it still hasn't happened. So, I mean, maybe I'll get disciplined to do that. That would be great if I can do that, but I guess everybody has their flaws. So anyways, so far from the obvious things in the studies that I've looked up and that were mentioned in the like bodybuilding, powerlifting community over the last few years, alcohol has no nutrition value. It does not bring you any benefits whatsoever. There were studies like 5+ years ago that were like, oh, 1 drink a day can actually be good for stress and blah, blah. Lately, there was one meta-analysis that there's no amount of alcohol that is good for you. So sorry, y'all. That's the latest news. We'll maybe look for news that are different, that play in our favor, but so far, not really. We are going to talk about alcohol in grams of ethanol here. So not in grams of like 40 proof vodka type of situations. When you see like serving is 10 to 42 grams. One serving is 10 grams of ethanol in most studies. So it's whatever the normal shot is. I think it's 1.5 ounces. So in ethanol, it's like a lot less in the amount. So you can recalculate per the amount of body weight, how much is I guess advised as a max per day before it starts impacting performance. And the majority of the governments and health agencies do agree on that. However, for athletes, I would cut that number in half, the number that you see on the screen. So I think 3.5 drinks for a guy, for an average size 70-kilo guy or 75-kilo guy per day, that's a lot. If you're an athlete, probably, I don't know, not more than 2 drinks twice a week. So 4 drinks total a week. But like even that is a lot for a competitive athlete, in my opinion. You do see the numbers in pure ethanol for men and women before it starts impacting performance, and you see how big the range is, right? Because you need to recalculate that stuff per your own body weight. All men and non-women are not the same, and genetics and height and weight. So yeah. And everybody knows that your recovery decreases, your stress increases if you drink post-workout, your testosterone decreases, the plasma and amino acids and protein synthesis. So all of the things that we want do decrease. Again, different rates depending on your genetics, where you're from, how much you're adapted to it, if you have alcoholism in your genes, if you have addiction in your genes, stuff like that. But overall, let's talk about tracking that stuff, right? Because that's what we do. I would create a new food in my FitnessPal for sure, and you can track it as carbs just to keep it simple, right? Even though it's 7 calories per gram, but most of my folks track it as carbs. And just watch out for entries, when you put in like, oh, vodka or whatever whiskey in my FitnessPal, and you search for a food, right? Sometimes they put it in as like 0 calories, or they put it in as like correct amount of calories but 0 carbs. So just watch out for some BS entries, because they exist the most for alcohol. They exist for other foods and you can just see if stuff is off, but for alcohol it's just so wild that it's almost like never right. So I would create your own food and just log it as this own food of yours, or like a meal if you're used to having like a beer every other week, or a wine. Just make that a food and save it in your meals and just log that, so there's no errors, okay? And do not look at whatever it says on the front of the package, as always. But unfortunately, when we flip the bottle of beer, vodka, wine, whatever, there's no nutritional information whatsoever, which sucks. So you have to just Google like the standard amount of calories for whatever the drink that it is. So for example, if you're drinking a Pilsner, you look up, the average amount of calories for Pilsner. If it's a stout, look up percentage, stout, blah, blah, blah. If it's an IPA, same. If it's a wine, look up not just red, but like Sauvignon Blanc or Zinfandel, or if it's a port, the thicker kind of higher alcohol wine, you look up that. You don't just look up wine, because it varies for white and red and the amount of carbs and sugars, and you want to get as close as possible for everybody's benefit, right? Don't go too crazy, but when you log it, like, it just really helps to, kind of have an idea. So yeah, questions so far? I know this is a lot. Okay, we're gonna keep going. So you're just gonna divide the total amount of calories by 4, and that's the amount of carbs that you enter. And it works for drinks that are straight, right? So straight wine, straight beer, straight liquor, or like liquor on the rocks, or liquor with mixers that are 0 calories, such as club soda with lemon, or with what else do you mix it with? 0 Coke, stuff like that. If it's stuff that has sugar, juices, you can just track that separately. You got a can of Coke, you got a can of drink, mix it yourself, boom, there you go. When a bartender gives you a shot, pours it over the rocks, and then they just fill up the rest of the glass with Coke, you have no idea how much Coke in there. So just get a separate can so you can log it if you're drinking like a full calorie juice or a full calorie, not 0 calorie Coke. So if it's a can, half a can, 2 cans kind of thing. So that really, really helps, because juice has more sugar than a can of Coke, still matters, and they have no idea how much they pour, right? It's impossible to ask. You're not going to go to the bar with a food scale. That's a little bit overboard. So yeah, you can kind of see if it's like a standard glass of drink, I would get that juice without ice and get your liquor on the rocks, and just add however much juice you want. That's a really good thing to do as well, because you can know about like, how many ounces is this? How many ounces is like a half a glass that you usually have in a bar, stuff like that. When it gets down to fancy cocktails, that's just impossible to track. But we're going to get some examples in the end, so hopefully that'll be helpful. But so far, it's the message is it's better to get straight drinks if you want to drink it all. And if you're making cocktails, mix them yourself at the house when you're having parties. When you got, stick with like, wine, beer, liquors on the rocks, stuff like that. Example, Pilsner beer, 12 ounces, about 150 calories. Now, these are all kind of average, so numbers are not super true, but I hope it still makes sense, right? Divide by 4, you get 37.5 grams of carbs. And if your beer is slightly varied, you can just err on the overshooting side just in case, right? Vodka, or most liquors, neat. By the way, outside of all liquors, yeah, they'll impact like our metabolism and all of the bad things we've talked about earlier. But as far as I know, clear liquors get metabolized easier than the darker ones. So if you're going for clear rum rather than dark rum, your liver and everything else has an easier job getting that out of your system and impacting your metabolism less. Drinks that are made out of like sugarcane and stuff like that are kind of a little worse in terms of also getting out of your system because of whatever the oils and I don't remember what they're called. My dad studied winemaking. He's like a wine brewer by bachelor degree. So sorry that I don't know these terms, but I've heard lectures on why that's better throughout my upbringing from dad. So he was like, yeah, if you drink, just drink straight liquor that is clear. Do not drink like dark stuff. And here, in the South, they love their bourbons, and the Caribbean, they love their dark rums. But apparently, according to my dad, who did a bachelor's degree on that, that's not the best thing for our metabolism. So I try to stick with, when I drink, I try to stick with vodka, and preferably vodka that's made out of potatoes, not corn. My body doesn't take drinks that are made out of corn well, so maybe that's just me, or maybe drinks that are made out of corn suck. I know some people who cannot drink stuff that's made out of wheat, so maybe it's something that you need to experiment with, or maybe I just don't like anything that's made out of corn, from corn syrup to vodka. You can share your experiences about that in a minute. So anyway, same deal, beer, vodka, divide by 4, you get your carbs. And that's it. Some useful swaps or ideas of what you could get at a bar if you're not mixing stuff yourself. Mojito, pretty easy, right? I think they put white rum and like soda and lime. It's tasty, 160 calories. Long Island iced tea, they put like all of the liquors in there and a ton of Coke. 700 calories, and literally your carbs budget of the day in one drink. So, you could, that's how you can kill your weight loss in a couple of drinks at a bar, right? Tequila sunrise, not that bad. Skinny margarita, again, not that bad. Actual margarita, a lot more calories, right? You can always get like flavored sodas that are 0 calories, that are still sweet, right? I don't understand. I will never understand why people drink sodas that are full calorie, because to me they taste the same. Some people are like, oh, I can taste the aspartame. If you're allergic to aspartame, cool. But like, there's stevia, there's sucralose, there's other sweeteners that have 0 impact on cancer and on metabolism, unlike what people say. So there's no reason to get the full sugar thing if you're trying to stay lower weight. Cosmo pina colada, same logic, right? So takeaways: liquor on the rocks with club soda if you want to drink, or straight wine, straight beer, but those are less good options because I guess liquor on the rocks just gets metabolized easier, but then the problem is it's a smaller amount, so you drink it faster. So I guess just decide for yourself what works better for you in terms of how much you have, calories and carbs wise. Replacing beer with non-alcoholic beer. I really like how non-alcoholic beer tastes. I think it tastes exactly the same. So if your goal is not to get drunk, but if you like the taste, great option. Some friends of mine go to mocktails completely. If you can't, getting a real drink and a mocktail and alternate is good for the budget and for your calorie budget. And during the day, what helps me is I would put like herbs and soda and like all kinds of things in like a wine glass or in a cocktail glass. It makes me feel super fancy, or like I'm drinking a cocktail. I'll put a straw in there and I'm like, oh my gosh, even though it's just like soda water with stuff in it. And it still makes me feel super fancy. So maybe it's just about how having alcohol in your hand makes you feel based on like how society tells you need to feel from like ads and stuff, and not what you actually feel. So that helps me. And the last thing that is absolute killer is sweet liqueurs. So like Cointreau, Aperol, what else? Blue Curacao. They are insanely sweet. They have all of the carbs. Like, you are going to run out of your carb budget immediately. And that's what gets added to cocktails. So figure out your sweeteners that you like that are similar to those and just try to avoid those. There's absolutely no reason to use those unless you're, I don't know, going crazy once a year at a wedding or something. So yeah. The question that I get a lot: should I save carbs for alcohol? If it's a drink or maybe 2 and you're like a bigger person, sure. If you do this as a 140-pound female, you're gonna get messed up real quick. Probably we all have tried it, and I don't know how it worked for you. It didn't work for me ever. And I really like to share the Italian wisdom that a friend of mine told me. He was like, yeah, you, like Americans, Russians, whoever, you just have food with your alcohol. Like, you chase alcohol with like drinks or food. We in Italy we have alcohol with our food. So food is the main thing. Like, a little bit of alcohol here and there comes with it. And it's not like you're just trying to drink and have a little bit of food to just not get totally messed up. So I really love that tip, and just remembering that. And yeah, if you're saving carbs, still eat the protein before you drink, still eat some fats. And remember that you still need to eat some whole carbs, not just liquor, because I don't think that's the best idea for gains at all. That's all I got.
I like the idea of the wine glass or the cocktail glass. My mom did that with pomegranate juice when she was trying to stop drinking as much wine. And she would put it in a wine glass, maybe cut it with like a seltzer or something. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
you feel fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually have like a tea and a water and a soda water. There's like 3 different drinks at my desk, and I alternate them. I feel fancy.
Yeah.
I'll do it with kombucha. Like, especially when it feels like red wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of really good, like, non-alcoholic beers and like there's a 0-calorie gin, non-alcoholic gin that I like. I'll have that and like a really low-calorie tonic, and it just feels like a gin and tonic, but there's no calories in the gin, and it's obviously non-alcoholic. Like, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
What is the gin that you get? Because I've tried a couple of them and I've not found one I like at all.
Monday. I never tried it like straight, but like yeah, I'll do it with. I'll put it in the chat.
Thanks.
Monday is the brand, and I forget the name of the tonics I get, but like they come with all these different flavors, so it's really delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear about the gin as well, because I've tried, I think, non-alcoholic bourbon or some kind of like a liquor thing that was obviously 0 proof, and it did not taste anything like an actual bourbon. Not that I super like bourbon, but I was like curious. So that was weird. But non-alcoholic beer is lovely, and non-alcoholic wine.
Have you tried Athletic Brewing Company?
Love Athletic
all the time. Like, that's all I drink anymore. Yeah, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harsh, you muted if you're trying to say something.
I was looking at like competition things, and they're expensive.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say Wegmans has a ton of non-alcoholic beer choices that are really cheap. I was like, it was like a full aisle, not the whole aisle, but like a half of the aisle. I was like, wow.
I need to go and check that out. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't think anything in Wegmans is cheap.
It's trouble.
Yeah. Okay, so Caitlin drinks Athletic Brewing. I do my seltzers and cheese and herbs in a wine glass. What does everybody else do when you feel like, I want to drink, but like I'm not gonna have one?
I go for the LITs. I don't want the carbs. I don't want the carbs. I just don't care.
Okay.
I like soda with bitter, so I'll do that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I love the Athletic Brewing IPA. I think it's like when I was pregnant, all there was like O'Doul's, and which is fine, but I'm like, we didn't have any of these choices that are just really yummy, and you don't feel like you're missing out on anything.
Yeah, I've tried O'Doul's once, and that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, it's not. I'm very thankful that there's more choices now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like non-alcoholic groups on Facebook, and that's where I found out about all the different brands, and like a lot of it's just tasting and figuring out what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Wine's a tricky one, but yeah, Athletic Brewing has been the best. Even it just tastes good as a beer. Forget the fact that it has no alcohol; like, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beck's and Heineken has been and Tuborg. I don't think Tuborg is available in the U.S., but those have been the 3 non-alcoholic options in Russia when I was growing up. There were never, if you're wondering how I know, because I moved here when I was 18, they never checked IDs like anywhere there. So you could just buy whatever. My dad could have asked me like, oh, hey, can you grab me a 6-pack on the way home? And I'd be like in the 8th grade, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, Dad. And I would, stop by the kiosk and grab a 6-pack and go home. Or like, he could ask me to have vodka. Like, it did not matter at all. But Yeah, from what I remember from ads, I don't think I've ever tried any non-alcoholic beers there or here that were like Tuborg. Heineken I've tried. Heineken tastes exactly the same. It's just a Pilsner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuborg and Beck's, I don't know, but they all taste like a Pilsner to me. So.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, awesome. Well, I hope that was helpful. I don't know if I saw people writing down stuff, anything away from this, but if you have any suggestions for next week's topics, please put them in the chat throughout the next week and a half so I can get ready. And we can move to some Q&As or comments or challenges or whatever you guys want to share.
Sounds good.
Question, Caitlin, why did you start?
Why what?
Why did you start working with Katya?
I think that's for you, Catherine, right?
What did you say?
Yeah, sorry, Catherine.
I'm sorry. You said why did what stop working?
Why did you start working with Katya?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Yeah, so we met at the Veg Fest a couple weeks ago, and I told Katya my husband had been following you on social media for a bit, I think, and maybe he had met you at one of the other Veg Fests, and so he said, "Go check her out." So I came over to her booth and she hooked us up with a coloring book for our daughter, and set up our appointment for this week. And I think I told her a few years ago, I really loved weightlifting. I went to a gym and had a trainer, and I just loved the way that I felt. A different kind of high than I like to run too, but it's just a different kind of it just feels so powerful, you know. So I was, and then also just understanding I'm 43, my body's changing. I'm not getting the results that I wanted. I don't have a 23-year-old body anymore. And so just wanting to work with somebody. I love that she's vegan. I think that's so cool. Just, breaking barriers. I think it's really neat. And then I just wanted to shake things up a little bit, if that makes any sense. Thanks for asking. Sorry, I didn't hear you before.
Yeah, I can add. It was really funny. So Catherine comes up to me at the end of the Veg Fest, and usually folks just want to buy things. They're like, "Oh, what are all these supplements?" And Catherine was like, "So my husband told me I should talk to you." And I'm like, "Oh God, there's going to be this another person whose husband is trying to convince her to work out when they don't want to." And I was about to give my normal rant about that. Where's the husband? Let me just talk to the husband. But they were like, no. I actually looked you up. We should talk, and it was good. But
yeah,
yeah.
He's definitely a feminist. He's not go to.
I love that. Speaking of the feminists and supporting each other and stuff like that, there's going to be some shameless plug here right now. So I have been spending time making coloring books and stuff like that. I finally started making stickers, and I think they're freaking awesome. So those were at the Veg Fest recently. So if y'all want to get them, they're on the website. You can just order them. I'll mail them to you. So we got Vegan Power or Vagina Power, however you like to read it. The other Vegan Power, the other holographic, the non-holographic, they're kind of the same depending on what you prefer. Most folks like the one with an exercise. So we got depth, and we got Doctor said I need more iron. And Julie just got a bunch of these. I can deadlift you. And this one says I want tofu. I hope everybody gets the joke. Yes.
That's funny.
Great. Cool. So yeah, if you want some of those, I'm stocked up finally, and my gay coloring book should also come out in a matter of days, which I'm so excited for. It's extremely late. It's already July. It was supposed to come out last month, but better late than never. We're gonna have a powerlifting coloring book and a gay coloring book now.
Cool.
Do you actually like make the drawings yourself?
I do, yeah, I do. So my 3 girlfriends who love lifting and we made those. I mean, those are photos of myself from the competition. So we just kind of took them, traced them, like adjusted them, designed the font, put in the font. Yeah, this one I designed the font with a friend of mine, myself as well. These 2 are not so fancy in terms of how much work I put into them, but I think they still look okay. So yeah, depends how frustrated I guess I am with my daily life and want to just forget about problems and deviate my creative energy spending 5 hours making a sticker. So yeah. Cool. Any last questions before we wrap up? Hi. I see a new person.
Hi, I'm Kate.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So question for Katya, on behalf of an observer of someone doing all these workouts. Are you ever tempted when you're assigning these like 80,000 squats to say, all right, I'm going to give the crazy number and just see if they do it and just sit back with the popcorn. And if they do it, you just do a little more next time. Like, is there a little piece of you kind of enjoying this? You know?
Is that what you think we do here? Cool.
I'm enjoying all of this and just in awe, and I'm learning, and this is fantastic. I can't imagine having that be your job to assign these to people. That's got to be hard.
But no, I mean, I'm very lucky to have folks like Harsh, who is always like, not enough, more work, more deadlifts. Hello, it's not enough. I need more weight. I need 5 workouts. I need 10. I need 20 workouts a week. Why do I have 4? So basically, I assign as much work as I think the athlete needs. Sometimes they're not happy with the amount because it's too little or too much, and I just hope that they do it within the amount of time that they're supposed to. In terms of volume, sometimes it makes sense to get the muscle exhausted and central nervous system exhausted and just get all the volume in, especially when it's a couple of weeks before the competition or a couple of weeks before deload, and then we deload and we test and we do it again. So yeah, there's never the point where I'm like, ha, I bet you can't do this, try this. Like that's
I just enjoy imagining that. But, yeah, it must be hard when you have problem students who don't follow the guidelines.
Well, I think a part of the reason why Harsh gets this is because if he doesn't get this, he will do something like 60% deadlift for as many reps as I can. Because why not? That happened right before we were going to test, like a couple of days before. How much did you do for MRAP? Remind me.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I think there was no AMRAP. There was like, I don't know, something. I just did like 21 instead of 21 deadlifts.
Exactly. So he'll do shit like that if he doesn't get volume.
Nope. I'm surprised. Yeah. No, that's...
If I don't walk my husky, like she'll eat the couch. You know, she'll eat books, she'll eat shoes. If I remove the books and shoes, she'll eat baseboard. So if you don't give those people work, like they'll just, destroy themselves. So I think it's about the personality.
Yep. So, makes sense. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for the background info. This is fun.
Bring her more often.
What's that?
I told him to bring her more often.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, anyways, I feel like we should wrap. This was really fun, and I've learned some new things about y'all. So, yeah, come back in 2 weeks. Tell your friends that they can watch this live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. I think most folks watch on YouTube. Most folks are also shy to ask questions live, but they can do that on all of the platforms. Or they can send me questions in advance on any of the social media channels. And if I don't have time to answer them in the videos, I'll answer them here live with y'all. Or y'all can help me answer them because y'all are really savvy athletes. So Anyways, thank you guys for coming. Any last comments before y'all remove you from the stream? No. Alrighty. Well, let me remove y'all from the stream then. Catherine, you were gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say thanks so much. Great to meet
Okay.
you. Right.
Sounds good. Well, bye, Catherine. Bye, Harsh. Bye, Caitlin. And bye, Michelle and Carol. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Friends and Clients bi-weekly chat with Katya Gorbacheva and Team TotalBodyLab. I hope this was fruitful and entertaining for you. Leave us some comments and share the video with your friends. We love to share our team's experiences and ask for yours as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll catch you in 2 weeks, and I'll see you then. Bye.